Hello everyone, welcome you all to the microcontroller class. Today we will be having session 5 of unit 2 assembly language programming. So the content of today's discussion is the logical instructions available in 8051 microcontroller. So 8051 supports various logical instructions and they are listed as follows. So the logical instruction, as the name itself indicates, they will perform some logical operations like AND operation, OR operation, XOR operation, complementing, clearing, rotating, swapping. All these are called as logical instructions. So these are the three main logic operations that we are going to perform, AND, OR, as well as the XOR operations. Now coming to the instructions which are supported by 8051. So as we have seen, ANL is the opcode we are going to use to perform AND logical and operation it is. So to perform the AND operation, the 8051 supports this instruction that is called as ANL, AND logically. So what this instruction will do, destination byte is there and source byte is there. These two are called as operands. So A is equal to destination byte and with source byte. So these two bytes will be ANDed together and the final result again will be stored in the destination register or the accumulator register. So here usually we are going to use for all the logical operations, the destination register is always an accumulator register where the result will be stored here. Similarly, for the OR operation, we are having the instruction ORL. So that is OR logically. So this will perform the OR operation between the destination byte as well as the source byte. Similarly, we can perform the XOR operation using this XRL instruction. And similarly, we are having some other logical instructions like clear A, which will going to clear the accumulator content, made accumulator is equal to 0, and complement A, CPL, complement A. So the accumulator content becomes complement. One complement means ones complement. Zeros becomes ones and ones becomes zeros. So this is how it will do the complement operation. And then we are having 4 rotate operation. So either we can rotate the content of accumulator to the left side or to the right side with or without carry. For example, if you have the RLA instruction, that is rotate accumulator left by 1 bit. This is without carry. Carry will not be considered here. Whereas if you take RLCA, so this is rotate accumulator left through carry. Along with the carry, we need to do the rotate operation. And whereas RR stands for rotate right accumulator. Rotate accumulator right by 1 bit. And RRC is rotate accumulator right through carry by 1 bit. And swap A instruction will going to swap the nibbles in the accumulator. I already told you one nibble is equal to 4 bits. In a 1 byte of data, it consists of 8 bits and which can be divided into 2 4 bits. And a group of 4 bits is called as one nibble. So 8-bit data, it contains higher nibble as well as a lower nibble. So whenever you are going to execute the instruction swap A, the higher nibble will be exchanged with the lower nibble. So we shall see all the instructions along with the example one by one. So first of all, we shall take AND operation, that is ANL, AND logically destination byte comma source byte. So here we have taken some examples. So assume A has the value 35. After the execution of the instruction ANL A comma hash 55, the contents of A will be 35 ANDed with 55 and the result is 15. So here this is the immediate addressing mode where the immediate data will be available in the instruction. So this is called as opcode and these two are the operands and this is the destination register, whereas this is the source byte. So this is the immediate data. So the data 55 should be ANDed with the content of the accumulator, and here it is given that assume that the accumulator contains the value 35. Now we shall do the operation 35 ANDed with 55. 55 is the immediate data. So both are hexadecimal. H is there, therefore it is hexadecimal data. Now we can write 35. So what is 35 in binary? 3. So in binary I can write 3 is equal to 0011. 0011 is 3 and this 5 is nothing but 0101, that is 5. And then we have 55, that is the second byte, second data byte that has to be ANDed with the content of the accumulator. So 55, that is 5, that is again 01 0, 1, this is 5, again 5, 55, again 0, 1 and 0, 1. Now we need to perform the AND operation between these two. So we know that the output of the AND gate will be equal to 1 when both the inputs are 1. Whereas for the other cases, it will be equal to 0. If any one of the input is 0 or if both the inputs are 0, then definitely the output will be 0. So you observe the bits where you are going to have two ones. So now 1 AND with 1. So this is equal to 1. Again 1 AND with 1. This bit is 1. Again this is 1 AND with 1. This bit is 1. So only for these three cases, the output will be equal to 1. Whereas for the other bits, it will be equal to 0. So the output of the AND gate is 1 if both the inputs are 1. So here 1 AND with 0, that is equal to 0. Here 1 is there. And again 0 AND with 0, it is 0. And 0 AND with 0, it is 0. Now 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is nothing but 1 in hexadecimal. Whereas 0, 1, 0, 1 is 5. Therefore the final answer is 15H. So whenever you are going to AND 55 with 35, 55 ANDed with 35, you are going to get the result as 15H. Similarly, we can take the example 2 where assume the RAM location 50 has the value 35. So the RAM location 50 means this is address. In this address, the data 35 has been stored. In this memory location, the data available is 35H. Its content after the execution of ANL 50H, hash 55. So usually the destination register what we are going to take is accumulator. But in some cases here, instead of accumulator, they have taken this memory location. But in most of the cases, the destination register for all the logical operation, we are going to consider it as the accumulator register, or we call this as register A. Now ANL 50H, 55. So this means to take the immediate data 55H, this should be ANDed with the content of the memory location 50. What is the content of memory location 50? Content of memory location 50 is 35. Do the AND operation between 35 and 55. You are going to get the same answer, that is nothing but 15. And third example, content of register B, that is address F0. F0 is the address of the register B after the execution of the following instruction. Now move B, 35. The immediate data 35 has been copied to register B and 55 copied to register A. Now I have used ANL F0, A. So this is as good as writing ANL B, A, because F0 is nothing but the address of the register B. Either you write ANL B, A, or you can write ANL F0, A. So both will do the same function. Now this will perform the AND operation between the content of A, that is nothing but 55 is the content of accumulator, and the content of this memory location, that is nothing but the B register, which is nothing but 35. Again, when you do the AND operation, store the result in B again, because this is the destination. So whenever we perform any operation, mathematical, logical operation, or the arithmetic operation, the result is always stored in the destination register. Therefore here the register B is the destination register, and the result 15H will be stored back to register B. So the second instruction is ORL. So this is nothing but the OR operation. So how we have performed the AND operation, now we need to perform the OR operation. So the same data we have taken. Assume that A is equal to 35, content of A is 35, and we are going to execute this instruction. Now we are performing the ORL instruction, that is OR logically, content of accumulator with the immediate data 55. So we now need to perform the OR operation between these two data. Again I will write 35. What is 3? 3 is nothing but 0, 0, 1, 1. This is 3. And 35. 5 is 0, 1, 0, 1. This is 5. Similarly, the second data is 55. 55 is nothing but 0, 1, 0, 1. Because it is in hexadecimal, we are converting hexadecimal to binary. Again 55 is there. Again 0, 1, 0, 1. Now again we need to perform the OR operation between these two. We know the property of the OR gate, that when both the inputs are 0, then only the output is 0. Otherwise the output is equal to 1. Now you observe wherever two zeros are there. Now two zeros are there. 0 OR with 0, this is equal to 0. Again, two zeros are there, 0 OR with 0, it is 0. Again, 0 OR with 0, 0 is 0. Whereas for all the other values are 1. If any one of the input is 1, or if both the inputs are 1, then definitely the output of the OR gate is 1. Now you convert this binary into hexadecimal. What is 0 1 1 1? We know that 0 1 1 1 is 7. And 0 1 0 1 is nothing but 5. Therefore, the final answer is 75H. So this is 75H. Similarly, we can assume that the RAM location 50 has the value 35. Now the data 35 has been stored in this memory location 50. And after the execution of this instruction, ORL 50, hash 55. This will take the content of the memory location 50H. Now what is this 50H is the memory. In that memory, what is the data stored? Data stored in 50 memory location is 35H. Take 35, do the OR operation with 55 and store the result back to the memory location 55H. So the same answer you are going to get because the data we have considered are the same. Therefore, same answer you are going to get, and this 75 has been stored in the memory location 50H after the execution of the instruction. Similarly, we can store this 35 in register B and 55 in register A, and then we are performing the OR operation by taking the address of the register B. You know the address of the register B is F0, ORL F0, A. 55 OR with 35 and store the result back to register B. Therefore, finally the register B contains the answer 75H. 75H. This is the OR operation between 35 and 55. The next case is XRL operation. So the same data again we have considered. We are performing 35 XOR with 55 by using the instruction XRL. XOR logically content of A with the immediate data 55. So again I will take the same, that is 35. It is nothing but 0 0 1 1, that is 3, and 5. It is 0 1 and 0 1. Similarly, we have the second data, that is 55, that is 0 1 0 1, again 5, 0 1 0 1. Now do the XOR operation. What is XOR operation? The output of the XOR gate is 1 when the inputs are different. If the inputs are same, then the output will be equal to 0. Now we check where the inputs are different. Now these two are same, whereas in the second case these two are different. Therefore this becomes 1. Again the inputs are different here, so this is 1, whereas these inputs are same. Again in all the cases the inputs are same. Therefore whenever the inputs are same, either both the inputs are 0 or both the inputs are 1, the output of the XOR gate is 0. Now in this case all are 0 because both the inputs are same. Now what is the equivalent hex value of this one? So this is nothing but 6 and this is nothing but 0. Therefore the final answer is 60H. 60H is the result you are going to get when we perform the XOR operation between 35H as well as the 55H. So similarly we can able to store this 35 in the memory location 50, and then we are performing the operation like this: XRL 50H, hash 55. Do the XOR operation between the immediate data as well as the content of the memory location 50H, and in the memory location 50H the data available is 35. Do the XOR operation and store the result back to 50H, that is destination. Always store the result to the destination. This is destination and this is source, whereas this is called as opcode. So this is the instruction format: opcode, destination and source. The destination may be register, memory location, indirect address, whatever it may be. And again the source may be immediate data, or it can be register, or it can be special function register, or it can be memory location, or it can be indirect memory location. So it could be anything. Similarly, for the example 3, we have taken the register B. The data 35 has been stored to register B and 55 is stored to register A, and we have used the address of register B, that is nothing but F0, XRL F0, A. Do the XOR operation between the accumulator content, that is 55, and the content of F0, that is nothing but the memory location F0, which is nothing but the address of the register B. That is, in the address of register B, we are having 35 data. Do the XOR operation between these two and store the result back to F0, means B. Store the result back to B. So the result 60 has been stored back to B. So this is how we can able to perform AND operation, OR operation, as well as the XOR operation in 8051 microcontroller. Then we have the next instruction that is called as clear A. So as you know, the function of clear is make content of A is equal to 0. So whatever the content, earlier content is there in the accumulator, everything becomes 0. That is called as CLRE. And then we have complement A. Complementing means make 0 is equal to 1 and 1 is equal to 0. Just exchange 0 and 1. So that is called as complementing. For example, move A comma 55. So what is 55? 0 1 0 1 is 5 and again 0 1 0 1. This is 5. Complementing means wherever 0 is there, replace it with 1, and wherever 1 is there, replace it with 0. So this 0 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 0. Again 0 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 0. Similarly for this data, 0 1 0 1, this becomes 1 0 1 0. We know that what is 1 0 1 0? It is A. Again 1 0 1 0 is there, A. Therefore, the complement of 55 is nothing but AA. So this is called as complement operation. CPL is the instruction used. Then we are having the rotate instruction. So rotate instruction must be used with the accumulator register only. You cannot use any other register except accumulator. So this is rotate left. RL stands for rotate left accumulator. Accumulator is nothing but the register A. Both are one and the same. Register A ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ, accumulator register ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಒಂದೇನೆ. So ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ move A, hash 56H. Take the data 56 and store it to accumulator. Therefore accumulator content becomes 5. 5 is nothing but 0 1 0 1 and 6 is 0 1 1 0. This is 56 in binary. Now RLA I will do. So what is RLA? Now you consider this is the accumulator register. So this is our register A, accumulator register. It contains 8 bits. So this is the data present in this accumulator. Rotate left means what? All the bits should be rotated to the left side by one time. So this bit will go to this position, this bit will go to this position, and this bit will go to here, and this will go to here, and again this bit will go to here, this will go to here, again this will go to here, and this will go to MSB, and the MSB bit will come back to LSB bit. So the leftmost bit is called as LSB, least significant bit, and the rightmost bit is called as MSB, that is called as most significant bit. This is MSB, most significant bit, and this is called as LSB, it is least significant bit. So you can observe here, MSB bit will once again come back to LSB bit. Now when this content accumulator is rotated left by one time, now observe here, you take this 0 first. MSB should go to LSB first. Take this 0 and write that 0 here to the LSB bit, because this is the LSB now. And this 0 will come and occupy this position. Therefore this 0 will come here, that is the second bit, and this one will come here, and this one will come here. The third bit 0 will come here, and this one is this, and this 0 will come and occupy this position, and this one will come and occupy this position. This is the new content of the accumulator after one rotation. Again I will do the rotate instruction. So again all the bits should be rotated left by one time. So this bit is there, this bit will come and occupy the second position, means this is bit 0, whereas this is bit 1, bit 2, bit 3 and so on up to bit 7. Bit 0 will come to bit 1 position, and bit 1 will come to bit 2 position, and this will come here, this bit will be here, this will be here, this is comes here, and this bit will come here, and the MSB bit will come and occupy this position, LSB position. See here, MSB bit will come and occupy the LSB bit. So this is how we can able to do the rotate operation, that is rotate left through carry. Similarly we can have rotate left Earlier instruction is without carry, sorry, not through carry, it is without carry. So carry is not considered here, whereas here this is with carry, rotate left with carry. So carry should also be considered while doing the rotate operation. Now you can observe that this carry flag is there here, whereas carry flag is not available in this case. MSB bit will directly go to LSB, whereas in the RLC, that is rotate left along with the carry accumulator register. So as per this diagram, MSB bit will come to carry and the carry bit will go to LSB, and all the bits are rotated left by one time. So we are having this code set bit C. What is the function of the set bit? Set bit, as the name itself indicates, it will going to set the bit carry flag. Now carry flag becomes 1. Initially I have made carry is equal to 1. Then I have taken the initial data 55 into the accumulator register. I will write it in a binary. This is the binary equivalent of 55. And then RLC A. Once you execute the RLC A instruction, now as per this rule, carry flag should come and occupy the LSB. What is the carry now? Carry is equal to 1. This 1 will come and occupy this position. This 1 will come here. Okay. This 1 will come to the LSB position. Next, all the bits available here. Now this bit, all the bits should be rotated left by one time. Now this 1 will come and occupy this position. This 0 will come and occupy this position. And the next one will come and occupy this position. And this 0 will come and occupy this 0. And this one will come here. And this one, this 0 will come and occupy here. And this one will come and occupy here. Whereas the MSB bit 0, this MSB bit 0 will go to carry flag. Therefore, the MSB bit 0 will come and occupy the carry flag. So this is the new content of the accumulator. Again, I will going to execute the RLC instruction. So now the content of the new content of the accumulator is this one. Now you take this data, rotate all the bits towards left by one time, and MSB bit will go to carry, and carry will come back to LSB. What is the previous carry? Previous carry is equal to 0. Now this carry we need to consider. This carry should be written in the LSB position. This is the LSB position. And this bit will going to shift by one time. This bit will going to come and occupy here. And this is this. So like this, all the bits are shifted left by one time. And the final bit, that is nothing but the MSB bit. MSB bit will go to carry. Therefore, this MSB bit will come and occupy the carry. So this is how we can able to do the rotate instruction along with the carry flag. So these are the rotate left instruction. Similarly, we can have rotate right instruction. Rotate right accumulator. How we have done the left rotation? Similarly, we can do the right rotation. See here, as per this diagram, all the bits should be shifted towards right by one time, and the LSB bit will go to MSB bit. Now, for example, move A, 56. Take this data, rotate right accumulator. So initially now in the rotate right instruction, what we need to do? You need to consider the LSB first. Take LSB and move it to MSB. So what is the LSB here? This is LSB and this is MSB. So I need to take this LSB first, and this LSB should be moved to MSB. So this is nothing but MSB. LSB bit will come to MSB bit, and all the bits are shifted right by one time. So this 0 is there. This 0 will come and occupy this position. Therefore, this 0 will come and occupy this position. This 1 will come here, and this 0 will come here. This is the 1, and this is 0, and this is 1, and this is 1. Anyhow, this 0 is already go to MSB bit. This 0 I have taken it to MSB bit. Again, you need to rotate the entire thing towards right by one time. Again, you consider the MSB first. Again, you consider LSB. So this is the LSB bit. I will take the LSB bit, and this LSB will go to MSB, this position. And all the bits are shifted towards or rotated towards the right side by one time. So when you shift or when you rotate all the bits towards right by one time, you are going to get this data. So this is how we can able to do the rotate right operation without carry. Carry is not considered here. Whereas you can also do the rotate right operation along with the carry, RRC, rotate right through carry accumulator. What is the difference here? Instead of taking LSB bit into the MSB bit directly, LSB will go to carry and the carry bit will come to MSB. From carry, it will come to MSB. So initially what I will do, I will make a set bit C. Set the bit carry flag, means make a carry is equal to 1 initially. Then move A comma 55. Take data 55 into the accumulator register. This is 55. Then RRCA I will do. So as per this, what will happen? Carry flag, content of carry will come to MSB. What is the content of carry now? Initially carry is 1. This carry will come to MSB position. So this is the MSB position and this is LSB. So this carry will come and occupy the MSB position. And all the bits are shifted right by one time. So this 0 will be shifted right by one time. And this 1 and this is 0. 1, 0, 1 and 0, and this one LSB bit 1 will go to carry. So this one will go to carry. This is how we can do. Now this is the new content of the accumulator. So these data, these bits will be present in this register. So this is nothing but our accumulator register, whereas this is the carry flag. Again, if you execute RRCA instruction once again, one more time, now again all the bits are shifted towards right by one time. LSB will go to carry and carry will come to MS bit. What is the carry now? Previous carry is 1 now. So you take the previous carry and this will come to MSB position first. And all the bits are shifted right by one time. So this is the bit. This one will come here. 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 1 and this 0. See here, this is the LSB bit. LSB will go to carry. This 0 will go to carry flag. So this is how we can able to do rotate right instruction along with the carry. And the next instruction is swap A. So swapping A, what it will do? It will exchange the lower nibble with the higher nibble. What do you mean by nibble? You can observe here. This is called as 1 byte of data. So the entire thing, what is there here, this is called as 1 byte of data. 1 byte means 8 bits. This 1 byte of data is divided into 2 nibbles. Means a group of 4 bits. So this is one group of 4 bit and this is another group of 4 bit. So group of 4 bit is called as nibble. Group of 4 bit is called as nibble. Group of 4 bit, it is called as nibble, 1 nibble. So now here we are having lower nibble, we call this as LN, lower nibble, and this is called as higher nibble, HN, lower nibble and higher nibble. So what this swap instruction will do? The swap instruction will exchange the lower nibble as well as the higher nibble. So these bits will come here and these bits will come here. So that is what swap instruction will do. Now for example, move A comma 56. 56 will come to accumulator and swap A. Exchange 5 with 6. So therefore this becomes 65. So 6 will come here and 5 will go here. Therefore this will going to perform the exchange of the lower nibble with the higher nibble. So this is called as 1 nibble. So we can able to represent this with the 4 bits. So in this case, in the original data, this is the higher nibble and this is the lower nibble. Now this will be exchanged. Lower nibble becomes higher nibble here and higher nibble becomes lower nibble in the result. So coming to the summary of this session, in this session, we have learned the different logical instructions supported by 8051 microcontroller. Thank you.